Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a modded SpellForce free match. In the teal color, we have got Solex playing as the humans. On the other side, playing as the pink dwarves, this is Alicia. Great to see some faces on the cast that we don't always get to see. Especially Solex. I don't think I've done much casting. So, like I said, modded. This is Esprimo's map, Loranian Catacombs. There's all sorts of interesting creeps. Not the undead, but the pest bugs. We've got the mutated cave spawns. And of course, we've got the Nidari. Several different variants of them here. As well as the big bad, the Siphoned Abomination. Absolute monstrosity. Alright, so this should be a very interesting map. The heroes are also new heroes, modded heroes, created by Farland. We've got the Paladin here for the Humies, who's got like a bunch of single target damages with a bit of knockdown potential with the Shield Bash. Good against Undead, so that will help a little bit with the clear speed if you go for that. Or even with Smite, that's fine. Judgment then is a stasis application for enemies, which really allows them to catch them quick while they're stasis. On the right side, you've got a bunch of auras like TRS Blessing that gives a little bit of magic damage on a chance basis. Then you've got the Boon of Endurance for some health and regeneration bonus. Also reduces incoming damage. And then you got the Boon of Dexterity for speed ups as well as critical hit chance as well as block chance. So that's really nice. Basically, he buffs the hell out of your army. Then you got the Boons of the Martyr, which is a massive heal in a massive AoE, but at the cost of this guy's own health. So that is, I think, pretty important to mention. We've got the weakening on the hero as well when this is happening. But you're immune to afflictions with everyone and immune to purge, so it can't really be stopped very easily. Then you've got the Order Tacticians, which buffs medics and keepers. So they get focused first off, which will basically mean that they never run out of focus. Then you get hastened. And then at the third point, you get empowered. So hugely buffs medics and keepers. We'll probably see that in tier 2 with this hero. Then you got Plain Cleanses the Mind, which if he's weak, he will get focus and ability cost reductions and all that stuff. On the other side for Alicia, this is the Artisan. This hero has a Smash. It's got a Rock Bullet. So both of these heroes have some potential to fight flags. But the really interesting thing about this hero is that you can mine. So you can literally mine iron on the map. One stack can be then turned into a masterpiece armor for your melee units. So that's axe wielders and later berserks. Really cool stuff. And this is also the only dwarf hero that has weakening available. So that's really brutal when you combine it with your high DPS or damage per attack. Range units in particular. Very nice stuff for hero sniping. Then you've got the Earth Storm, which is a Earth Nado basically. Gives you some bleeding and impairs and some damage. Then we've got the Air Superiority, makes dropships move really fast, and also gains some extra HP. And at level 3, even balloons will receive focus so they can do their fire attack more often. And lastly, you can buff fire golems with extra damage resistances. And additional damage types get added as well. Yeah, those bugs are not difficult to take out at all. And you can already see this axe wielder getting boosted there with the masterpiece armor, giving it an enchanted shield, which will apply taunted to enemy creatures as you are blocking attacks. You have a 20% block chance. Taunt reduces enemy damage. So yeah, and other than that, it's got like obviously better stats. Okay, here we go with the mole. They're pretty easy to take down. Probably one mistake that Solex made here is that the big guy got attacked first, right? So the big guy, the mutated cave spawn, actually has this retaliation mechanic built in where it will reduce your resistances, but it also cleaves like a bear. So, yeah. You want to take down the little guys first so that you don't get armor nerfed. Alright, Solex is setting up very solidly. Already has many of these bases upgraded. Builder has been pretty much impeccable. No harassment from the dwarves in any way, shape, or form. Alicia will have to get on these giant moles very, very soon. Already has a second axe wielder upgraded, and hopefully we should see another one. I wonder if that actually heals them when they're weak. Oh yeah, it fully heals them back. Yeah, it's cool to have these extra unit variants, I would say. This is exactly how it should be done. The giant moles are getting taken down. The taunt has come into effect, but there is the decaying passive or affliction, which comes in 20% increments. Eventually you lose 100% resistances, so, and you can go into negative quite heavily, so that's something to watch out for. Stonecutters are now being attacked by these Humies. Still building up the axe wielder count. No range units just so far, but the sentries are starting to be added. Obviously, you can't give those guys the masterwork armor. That's for melee units only. Both heroes are level 4. And I'm assuming they'll stay at that for a long time because these Siphon Abominations are just insane. They don't have much strike resist, so you could play into that, but well, it does siphon health. That's a knockdown on that Mole Rider. Won't be annoying the hero anymore. So yeah, I think if the guys want level 5, they'll rather go for the Nidari here. That's what the dwarves are gonna do here with Lisha. Or not. Walks right past. They are peaceful until you piss them off. Oh yeah, and in the middle here, there's an item. And some maggots, of course. And a dark merchant. Oh, the Nidari are under attack now. So we'll get to see their abilities. Yumi's pulling them away, but with the dwarves attacking, I guess you have to respect that a little bit. So the Nidari will just go back to where they came from. They do have a drop there. They don't drop gold, they drop like their item. Tier 2 is not yet in for the humans, but it's about to be, so after that they can upgrade the frontier outpost to fortified. Will make it a lot harder to attack into the humans. And Lisha knows this, so she's gonna get out of there. I think Lisha has been practicing the dwarves. It's been a weakness of hers, but it's being fixed. All you gotta do is play them like 20-30 times. And although the factions are quite asymmetric, they're not that difficult to learn. Another item left on the ground. I'm gonna cry. And Nidari's Swarm Lord applying some taunt and some weakening, it looks like. Broodmother getting nerfed significantly as well. And this one can swarm the attackers. Helps a little bit, but only level 5 for Solex. Definitely not for Lisha so far. Alicia is stealing the items. As far as the level 5 skills go, we've just got the upgraded boon of endurance and dexterity. We've got Order Tactician 2 coming in, so that's the boost for keepers and medics. which will come in very useful here in tier 2 when Solex has the Iron Mines. Lisha, on the other hand, stuck on level 4. Just unlocked level 5, has the Earth Storm now. So the Earth Nado is in play. We've got the Focus Ring. That was one of the drops. And the Fangs and Shaping Essence. The Shaping Essence comes from the Nidari. The Fangs come from the Moles. And you can just sell that at the shop. It's like dropping gold, but it's extra steps. Wait, the Nidari steal units? No, I haven't. How does that work? I'm being informed in chat. That's cool. Do they just literally take your units away? Or do they turn them into Nidari? I haven't noticed this. I'm assuming it's the bewitching ones, right? Well, it's hard to see. Okay, we're gonna take a close look when they fight. The item in that box is the magic scroll, which deals 1,000 magic damage to the target, so it's a good way to take out maybe one of these. But these have high magic resist, so, you know. I just don't see what's changing here. Except the hero is dead. I don't see any unit changing sides here. We'll take a look at it separately, okay? At some point. Oh, that's a lot of items. Don't leave him. No, that's a lot of XP too, by the way. So Lisha is now level 6. Has 2 more points ready to go. Could put it into just Arcane Force, really. Though I wonder if we'll see fire golems against the tier 2 human business. As I said, the fortified outpost is up. We've got the Earth NATO. Wow, that infantry man army just all got taunted. Alright, here come all the RS from the hero. Those infantrymen will be doing a lot better. 40% block chance? Oh, are you serious right now? That is nuts. But it does look like the humans are getting cut down. Sentries are proving to be a little bit too much. The iron economy for Solex never hit. Not in time anyway. And we just didn't get to see any keepers. And GG is gonna be called as, yeah, this is just, they're just now coming out. It's a little too late. It's a little too late. I think Solex needed to pump a few more units, so we didn't get to see the full power of the Paladin. Unfortunately, it was just getting going for this hero, really, but Lisha too good. Definitely learned the dwarves. Outproduced the humans a lot. The hero did a lot of damage, actually. And no doubt these hero snipes themselves were meaningful as well. And sometimes you just catch the other person creeping and there's not much they can do about it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another one. It's a best of 3 after all, and in the teal color. It's gonna be same matchup. Solex is still running the humans. And on the other side, it's Alicia. Same heroes as well. But, well, it's Breathing Swamps, right? So, definitely a very different map situation. We've got starved wolves. We've still got the pest bugs and some more pest bugs. And some more giant moles. But here's the big difference. We've got the spooters. 3 of them, and they're insanely strong. And they all have their own unique ability. One of them empowers people, another one poisons people. It's really cool. The middle of the map is completely devoid of sectors, so you just got the godstones and nothing else. It's risky to cross. And the early game is very much relegated to the outside bits. Scout might be looking for a little bit of trouble in the stone mines. Could be good. Now, even just forcing these guys to go idle for a moment is definitely worth your scout's time. We got some really good micro as well, going after the weak one in particular. So well done there by Solex. Good stuff. Okay, pest bugs getting taken down. They are only zombie tier, so nothing crazy. Both the players are, largely speaking, avoiding each other. Alicia will be teleporting back. Could have used the Godstone, but it's extra walking time, right? So if you can come here and take care of the scout immediately and save some walking time at the same time, that's probably worth it. The only mission for Alicia is to get these pest bugs now. Other than that, it's all good. However, the paladin is coming in to cause some trouble, it seems. Never mind, we'll be teleporting back home.
So much to do.
Nice one. Wax all the pest bugs. They're all gone now. But let's see if the Humies can actually get the Godstone sector. That's not a guarantee. At the moment, Solex is trying to get this one, which is looking unpreventable to me. Even with the... Oh, that actually didn't do any damage. I think that's against creatures. Smash is... deals weapon damage 1.5x. Yeah, that's not going to be much damage, though. That would be good against creatures, but not against buildings. Lots of sectors for the humans, for sure. This is one that you can steal if Alicia wants to. Currently gathering a little bit of iron here in them mines. Still doesn't have the bottom sector. Again, there's no food or stone here, so it's a hard sell for dwarves to upgrade this one. Prime target for the Humies. Just typically how this goes. And with no axe wielders, this is gonna be a difficult defense as well. Like, what's going on for Alicia here? We don't have a single dwarf unit out. It's just the initial scout so far. Humies are dominating this early game, and with this you can go for a greedy tier 2, to be honest. You don't need that many infantry. Although it does help if the paladin is higher level. Like in this early game, you're not gonna put points into the perks just yet. And to really benefit from the perks, you are gonna want the high level. So you do need to make some units in tier 1, definitely. Can't go too greedy. Oh, small bug, says Ra. It shouldn't show that it has 0 food. Just shouldn't show food in general. Like, oh, both of them do. Both of them have that. It's like the human flag, maybe? I don't know. No worries. Let that be the biggest problem we have. Okay, the moles will be going down without much trouble. Gave the infantryman a little rattle, but I mean, the scout died, whatever. Humans can take it. Human scout really doesn't do much in combat. Even with the upgrade, it's not that good. One infantry goes down. The other one almost did, but level 4 is finally achieved. Humans expanded so much. Still no tier 2. Nor do we have enough units for spider business, but hey, the humans keep up this printing. Infantrymen get produced pretty quick, so take the moles and then the spiders afterwards should be no problem with the action units that will come out. Going for the mutated case spawn first is ballsy. Vent alright. Alicia may or may not be aware of this. Definitely would have heard some of the sounds under the fog of war. So she'll have to be satisfied with stealing most of the XP from that mole. That's as good as it's gonna get. Infantrymen may or may not be strong enough to fight this off. I think given that they came in with low health, it's not looking so good. But there's a lot of arbalists here, so all in all, it's fine. Close fight, close fight. Neither player really wants to lose units. Hence to disengage. Oh, wait. Is this merchant new? Has that always been there? It's just on one side, right? I haven't noticed that so far. It was always there? Okay. Well. Oh, okay. Today I learn. It's okay to not know things. It's not okay to ignore things once you know. We'll learn from this one. Yeah, no one does go there. But eventually you can run out of potions. This can be a late game map. I've very often had late game matches here, so it's something to think about. Going after the scouting post there. Dwarves might actually do some decent damage to this before the Humies show up. But without having a solid way to knock down the Humies, I think this is just gonna stay up, upgrade, and the Humies have a really solid tier 2 for themselves this time around. Oh, even level 5 is achieved just barely for the Paladin. That's huge. So I'm assuming Solex will be using that for the Order Tactician thing. That will give haste to the keepers once they're gonna get made. We do have the tier 2 unlock, but no iron mines just yet. So that's coming. I'm sure now with the frontier outpost, it will be possible. And all in all, the Humies will have to teleport to defend this scouting post. Dwarves won't be able to just teleport out of this. They just use the teleport to get here in the first place. So yeah, right now the Humies having 85 to 75. That's good. Plus a hero advantage. This is very workable. Just keep fighting, keep pumping, and everything will be good. Especially if at the same time, slowly the iron can be added in. Another stonecutter right now. Solex is doing really good with spending. Oh, the weakening! Did you see that? 24% armor reduction, and the sentries opened up, nearly deleted the hero. You got to be really careful with this thing. Fortunately for him, it wasn't during an ultimate boost of the Martyr. We instead have the level 2s of the unit buffs. Solex still has an army advantage, so it's very possible to fight the dwarves for now. But if those sentries get there deployed, then, well, the hero is probably just toast. Oh, look at that nerf. Not getting a focus fire on the hero, though. Oh, without the armor, this is gonna hurt a lot. And still, they take each other out in the end, so it's no problem. The humans still have the bigger army. The infantrymen are resisting all this arrow fire very nicely with their armor. And then the arborists get to do their work. Solex comes out ahead in the end. Gets the hero back and should definitely go shopping at this point. I mean, oh! That's a tier 3 shield. I couldn't tell. Okay, now we know. That was the tier 3 shield. And this has a 20% block chance. It's basically the same as what the Guardian of Nor has.
We need to expand.
I think the shield needs a new icon, Farlan. There might be some existing ones that look like it. It's right now using the Guardian of Nor shield icon. Get me a quick teleport up because there's no gold for anything. The dwarves are gonna try to go after the spiders, but if the Humies smell this, if they go after the dwarves while they're creeping on the spiders, they're gonna be destroyed. Oh, we're even gonna have keepers, by the way. It's a 10% hastened at the moment, not 50% like one of the iterations was. The mods are getting balanced over time. That was a really quick creep clear. The artisan is now level 5. Let's take a super quick look at what's going to get picked up. Item wise, it's the focus ring. Tier 3 armor is in. And the ability points aren't getting spent, but we've got the snipe. We've got the deployed sentries, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing so much damage. 175. And dwarves are going to have to leave because this is still 150 population of humans. But now the addition of the keeper, of course. Alright, let's take a look. Skills.
Yes.
Come on, Lisha. Spend them points. Need to see an Earth NATO or something. Could go shopping here. Keepers are getting, sorry, medics are getting added in as well. They also benefit from haste. So we're reinforcing the army fast and more or less keep up with the keepers. They can keeper up with them. The keepers don't have magic or resist, so this is going to be difficult to go up against Earth Shapers. But meanwhile, the sentries are absolutely sniping that hero. There's a lot of potential with that. One keeper goes down, but I'm sure there's many more that are going to get made over time. Third keeper goes down. Really good focus firing there from the sentries. Good job by Lisha. But this time the dwarves are, well, they're not going to be able to get the spiders. That's going to be the humans' business. And a bunch of dwarves actually get caught in here, even distracting one of the spiders, making this whole ordeal so much easier. And the Yumis are doing a good job of it, I would say. That should be level 6, maybe level 7.
Our population is at maximum capacity.
Oh my god, just level 7. Very, very close. Only 10 experience into it. Well, the third point is in for Order Tacticians, so now the Keepers have an Empower as well for 5%. Only 5%? That's just 5 extra damage. Does that perk get stronger with spell power? Can you scale it? Okay, units get buffed, and we've got a mass heal coming in as well, but now the hero is snipeable because the weakening. Okay, it does scale with spell power. So in the end, it will be more. Although you can't scale 5 very far. Food is starting to run out in many of the human bases soon.
Alright then, let's get...
But Solex does have enough. There are some farms here and there. The last of the bases are getting upgraded into fortified outposts. But meanwhile, the dwarves are tier 3 and they have border fortresses. And the berserkers are starting to show up. So let's see if those keepers can keep up with the berserkers. And especially once they have their magic damage from the Moonsilver upgrade. All the dwarven buildings are fully upgraded, so now all the resources can just go into production. Okay, Solex does not yet have the money for the armor, but we're very, very close. So maybe in a fight or two, as it's being called for in the chat. Yeah, with that self-weakening ultimate, you do want some armor. Very difficult to path through all these buildings. What's very important here is to take down the stone walls, but that Earth NATO at the moment is just wrecking the human army. Now they're getting healed at the same time, so that's been massively offset, but that bleeding is lasting a long, long time. Stonewall is just in the way. But hey, Solex is 200 population still after all that. Barely losing any units, honestly. The dwarves are trying here, and the Earth NATO is doing alright. Got some added fire golems. The tier 3 might have been a little bit premature. It spent a lot of the resources that could have been spent on a stronger tier 2 here. Artisan just barely surviving, unlike the Paladin. And they will be beating the humans back, but at high costs, very high costs. These takes down one more keeper on its way out. The medics will be healing back all of this in no time though. Still no points in brute force. Oh, what is that? Deployed fire golems, they just deal siege damage, they don't get buffed. Wait a second. Lisha didn't... Oh yeah, Lisha did. They should have insane resists. Where are the resists? When they're deployed, they don't get benefits? Not even the armor? Okay, they have to undeploy. Then they get their resistances and the extra damage. But if they deploy, they get that removed. Yeah. I mean, the resist could work in siege mode. Probably would be okay. They don't get extra siege resist after all, so you can just still use siege damage. Anyways, the dwarves are making great progress here, but their front line is almost gone, so I'm starting to be a little bit worried for them. Let's look from this perspective. Look, the keepers are just absolutely stomping, tanking the front lines. Meanwhile, the arbalists are doing all the killing. And these guys are just getting souped up. Ranged attacks, of course, on the keepers, so they don't even need to get into perfect melee. It's a very, very short range magic attack, to be honest. And it's not very high DPS, but hey, at least they all get to work. So many more keepers getting added in. No tier 3 needed or wanted by the humans. Hero's gonna heal up all these keepers. (177) population to 146. Humans just had more army the whole time, so until the dwarves can catch up, this is gonna be ugly. Oh god. How do you stop this thing? Maybe Lisha has a chance here under the border fortress, but right now the fire golems haven't been attacking. And their siege damage isn't very high. Also, these guys are rather resistant to it. They're getting healed by the medics. And we'll be just absolutely overwhelming the fire golems, I'm afraid. There's very little hope here for Lisha. Keepers are just gonna take everything down. They just never run out of focus, right? Like, their ability... It got some buffs in the past where it didn't consume as much focus anymore, right? But then now you add them focus with the hero aura, and they just don't run out. They can do their ranged mode forever. Hero is sniped, all the units are sniped. Lisha just never had the numbers, and I guess we're gonna go to a game 3. As GG is called. Very nice. Those keepers look like keepers to me. Never got to see their, you know, highly buff state, but they certainly look strong. Just having the extra speed already is very nice. Let alone the incoming damage reductions and the extra magic damage they can deal from the ability, plus having the focus. They get a lot of buffs here. It's not just the actual empower stat. Here we go with game number 3. It's a different matchup this time on a different map. It's Red Wastes, made by Nathan, and Solex is still gonna be playing as the humans. Then on the other side, you've got Lisha coming in with the trolls. Got the Bikai hero. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's still the paladin for the humies. The trees are super compact on this map, and what's really special is that there's basically, let's just look at the perspective of Solex for a moment. There are like no cliffs in the way of anywhere. There's a bunch of small walls, but they're more decorative than practical, right? So the map is just overall giga open like this. And in terms of creeps, we've got, well, bandits, zombies, and Medusa. But the Medusa camp has the Vixen, like in some of the team game maps in the regular game. And she keeps turning away. And what she can do is put enemies into stasis, as well as heal herself and the allied Medusa. And then for the high-level creature, we got a Scorching Wyvern, of course. Alright, looking at the Beak Eye. The skills here are a multi-throw, which is literally just several, 4 projectiles getting thrown, or sorry, 5 projectiles getting thrown. Is just a regular single weapon damage. 1x. We got aimed throw for a stronger single target shot, and it also applies Hunter's Mark. Sorry, if there's Hunter's Mark, it applies bleeding. Hunter's Mark you can get from the passive up here with hunting throws, for example. You got Rock Throw, which is a knocked back and siege damage to buildings. And then on the other side, you've got Hunting with the Beaks, which applies the trained Iron Beak passive, which basically just is an aura that makes your Iron Beaks better. It synergizes with the Hunter's Mark as well as the bait, covered in bait statuses. So if those burbs attack something with that affliction, then they'll be doing more. And then with hunting throws, you can keep upgrading that to apply Hunter's Mark and covered in bait with a chance. And then at the top level, you just always do it with your attacks, which is very nice. Then lastly, you got Ice in the Sky. Ice in the Sky summons the Scouting Beak, and at level 2, it also applies Hunter's Mark in the area. And of course, you got your ultimate Hunting Frenzy, which is just more attack speed, casting speed, a cost reduction to your abilities, as well as a cleave or multi-projectile shot on your regular attacks. Alright, that's it. There's no right side ultimate, but I think you'll find this is a pretty strong hero anyway. Pretty good job by Alicia, by the way, getting this middle base. It's an important one. I heard a Medusa getting mad at someone. Oh, they caught an infantryman. That's annoying. That's very annoying against trolls, because what your main mission is to try to pick off these smashers one by one. And your hero here actually doesn't have crazy damage, right? Like, he's more about buffing the armies, so it might be a painful matchup for the humans until they get going with the keepers. And once they have the keepers, it's gonna be great, I'm sure. But yeah, with 3-4 smashers, you can take on the Medusa, especially if you manage to lure just a handful of them, but all of them are gonna react to this. But wait, the archer actually moves away, the Vixen moves away. Now these 3, you can definitely fight. I think Lisha should take, oh my god, so lucky. Even that Impaler is choosing to leave, despite the other 2 staying. Yeah, that was well done. The Stalker goes down right away. Trolls have it easy here. They don't have to micro this too hard. Got the Fight Hut coming up. Ooh, the Smasher actually kind of getting caught there. Got a Giga Slow after the sprint. Paladin's running around the map a lot. Not really getting any XP. And in fact, the humans have just no extra units out, so already 4 smashers into 0 infantrymen. That could be really painful for Solex. What is going on? Could I check the rock throw cooldown? Yes. It is 20 seconds. So that's good. It's not too much. And there's no points in concentration here. So the skill build doesn't actually include the aimed throw here. Interestingly. I think level 1 is still casting quite slowly, right? Maybe Lisha doesn't like it. She certainly does like the multi-throw though. But it will still throw only 1 spear per target, so... You need many targets for that to be at full efficiency. Oh, the Medusa nearly healed everybody, so that's also very lucky. Level 5 is achieved, and meanwhile the Humies are just running around. What is going on? You can't do that, you have to slow down the trolls, otherwise they go nuts. Lisha now is a level 5 hero, with multi-throw 2 already in. Additional targets hit is up to 9, so 10 targets will be hit by the multi-throw. It's just a single weapon damage, but still, you get the weapon upgraded, and it's gonna be nuts. Also, the Vixen dropped a shielding amulet, so that's crazy. Okay, we might see the stasis coming through here. As the Smashers didn't leave, and the Vixen is healing herself, but all in all, it's gonna be okay. I mean, she's gonna be bonked super hard in a moment. And she's gone. Yeah, for the trolls, this is not a big deal. Level 6 is now achieved. And that's a revitalizing ring as well, dropped by the Vixen. 4 points in brute force already, could go up to 6. Already got 2 points in rock throw 2, which is just a lot more damage really, and has an impair on top of the slow. The impair lasts 8 seconds. Got 1 point in Eagle Eye, which just keeps the hero at a greater distance. 120 range, not too bad. Second point is in Deep Waters, and we got another point into Eagle Eye. Not messing around with hunting throws or anything like that. Hunter's Mark, not interested in it. Even though Hunter's Mark would apply bleeding and impaired to multi-throw as well for 10 seconds, so that's not nothing. It's 140 damage to everybody. That's a lot. That's really a lot. It's irresistible too. Right, the Humies finally have an army. A bunch of infantrymen, but I have to say this Paladin is pretty pathetic at level 3. Compared to the level 6 hero of Lisha, I'm very, very worried about how that will go. Now the trolls are going after the scouting post. Rock did a little bit of siege damage, but not too much. It's mostly the Smashers doing the work here. The trolls take over yet another base. Well, do get ready for the multi-throw. This is gonna hit all the Humies. Wow, those... Just the ultimate multi-shots are already crazy, and then you got the actual ability on top for 10 target hits. Yeah, Humies have to be careful here, even though they're only fighting Smashers right now. Wait, what? Where are we going? Down here? What's down here? Trying to catch Humies. I suppose that. So many Smashers. Lisha not really doing much with the possible unit. Oh my god. That is so strong. Hitting 10 targets is crazy. And that's without the bleeding, by the way. So if Hunter's Mark was a thing, they'd suffer even harder. Good job though by Solex picking off individual smashers. Okay, this has a long cooldown now. Hunting Frenzy. It doesn't say what the cooldown is. Costs 3 HP per second. And then I guess there's a long cooldown on it.
Be ready.
Scrapper's scrapping.
More scrap for him.
This scrapper's scrapping.
Enemies are attacking.
Looks like a lot of the scrap was eaten up already. There's supposed to be some here, but that's a human base, so you probably don't want to rush there. Ah, these smashers are gonna be smashed, it seems. There's just too much focus firing at this point. Need a better units, like... That was a good multi-throw. And the ultimate ability, of course, is going nuts. Potions are being chugged to keep this up for a little longer. But, yeah, with so many smashers dying, the humans are partying right now. That was a great exchange for the humans. Holy cow. If those had been throwers and skull crushers, these humans wouldn't be in a good shape. $120 seconds. Oh my god. It keeps getting longer. What happened there? 120 seconds on Hunting Frenzy. No, that's bugged. There's no way. No ultimate is that long in cooldown. Not that it made a difference for that fight. Like, it expired when the humans were already leaving. It is 120. What? That's way too long. Spammable, but yeah, I mean, no other ability has that long of a cooldown. Going for that frontier outpost now. Middle scrap is getting consumed. Sharp Eye of the Tribe here controls the tier 2, which is technically tier 3. Kumi's coming to the rescue. It'll be easy enough for them to pick off the smashers still. Where is all the skull crushing for the trolls? I don't understand. Well, it looks like the humans are here to punish it. Level 4 unlocked for the Paladin. Still a far cry away from where you'd like this guy to be, but progress. Progress has been made. Hey, we've got Skull Crushers, finally. Maybe there's hope. First Keepers are getting added in now as well. But the hero gets sniped. There's no armor on him. It's still tier 1, and the shielding amulet wasn't picked because Spirit Ward of Fast Feet is being used instead for kiting purposes. And between the Keepers and the Arbalists, enough sniping potential seems to be here. Weakening is coming from the throwers. Kumis are gonna have to respect this for now. But once you have like 4 or 5 Keepers, I think you just go for it.
Chop, chop, man.
Honestly, Solex is in an okay spot. Got some support garrisons making medics. Plenty of iron getting gathered all over. Lots of fortified outposts on the map. Just a handful bases left to upgrade. Scorching Wyvern is a huge move right now. It's gonna catch the Arbalists. Currently getting purified. And that's level 5, ladies and gentlemen. We're in business. Solex has gained the Justice Sword. Ring of Nullification.
Building completed.
And we've got level 2 Order Tactician coming in. We've also got Boons of the Martyr.
Building completed.
Enemies are attacking.
Beakai takes down the base. Got the tier 3 weapon. No armor still. Sold the ring though. Got 2k in the bank. It's not too bad. Level 4 brute force is in. Then multi-throw. It's just weapon damage x 1.2, right? So that's gonna be a lot of damage actually. It's more of an ultimate than the ultimate. Sharp Eye of the Tribe will hold. And we've also got some wall breakers at this point. Solex did a good job teleporting out of this because it's super important to get this army as big as possible before engaging that kind of troll army. If the workers can distract for a moment, even better. Even that's buying some time. Alright, now the keepers are engaging very nicely. Arbalists have some potential to snipe the smashers. Holy crap. That was some big damage from the multi-shot. Beakai sniping so many units. Another multi-throw comes through. And a lot of the human army is just gone. Solex down to 69 population. For now, the Skull Crushers are holding strong. The keepers are getting weakened a little bit by the throwers. And ultimately, that will help these guys break through. Wow, Lisha actually pulled this back. I really thought the game was turning around, but maybe not. Between all these multi-shots, the weakening, the Skull Crusher cleave, the humans don't seem to be able to keep up. They just had slightly too little units. And GG is going to be called, giving Lisha the series win. Beautiful. Beautiful. There was a little bit of a worrying moment there after losing all these initial smashers, but Lisha got everything together, upgraded 2 Skull Crushers and a handful of wall breakers, and in the end, this is very manageable from here. Solex didn't get the Death Ball army that he did in Game 2 against the Dwarves, and you know, I would have been curious to see what happens if he did, but we're not gonna find out in this series, maybe next time. Curious how we'll do against the trolls, to be honest, because as long as they get weakened, I think the Skull Crushers can make it. But what do you guys think? Well, let me know. If you're watching on YouTube later, make sure to subscribe, and on Twitch we'll continue.